On the news tonight, pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa sentenced in Finland to 6 years in prison for terrorism offences. The government dismisses allegation by former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, that it empowers bandits as a policy. President doctors issue 10-day ultimatum over pending welfare issues. On the foreign scene, more than 800 people killed in one of Afghanistan's worst earthquakes, with at least 2,800 injured. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okbayamuni. The Paijat Army District Court in Finland has sentenced the pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison for terrorism offences. In a ruling delivered on Monday, the court found him guilty of inciting terrorism and participating in the activities of a terrorist group. A Finnish newspaper, reported that the court said Ekpa had used a significant social media following to stoke tensions in the southeast region of Nigeria between August 2021 and November 2024. According to the newspaper, the court also convicted him of aggravated tax fraud. The three-member panel of judges in a unanimous ruling also stated that Ekpa was an influential member of a militant separatist movement whose goal was to actualize the secession of a Biafran state from Nigeria. The district court, as reported by YAL, further stated that Ekpa supplied the groups with weapons, explosives, and ammunition through his network of contacts in the region, and that he was also found to have encouraged his followers on the social media platform X to commit crimes in Nigeria. A long-time resident of Lati and one-time local councillor, Ekpa reportedly committed crimes from the Finnish city, according to the verdict given the Finnish court jurisdiction in the case. He had denied all the charges in court. However, the district court's verdict is not final, as it can be appealed to a higher court. In the meantime, the federal government has described the conviction of Simon Ekpa for terrorism-related offences and other charges by a Finnish court as a major victory against terrorism. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said these on his official handle on X. Ekpa was found guilty of participating in the activities of a terrorist group, inciting the public to commit crimes for terrorist purposes, engaging in aggravated tax fraud, and violating the Lawyers Act. The court ordered that he remain in custody. The trial, which ran from May 30 to June 25, 2025, included 12 days of hearings with a panel of 3 judges unanimously delivering the verdict. Ekpa was arrested in December 2024 after Finnish authorities accused him of spreading separatist propaganda and inciting violence through social media. The federal government has dismissed the allegation made by a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, that it empowers bandits as a policy. In a statement by the Office of the National Security Advisor on Monday, it described the allegation as baseless, adding that ONSA does not coordinate a policy of payments and incentives to bandits. It explained that from inception, the government adopted a dual strategy: decisive kinetic operations and community engagements aimed at addressing local grievances. The answer said it was unfair and insulting to the memories of security personnel for El-Rufai to deny the sacrifices made by the military. It added that the fight against banditry is a collective struggle, not a platform for political point scoring. Here in Osun State, residents of Zone 15, Okemokin community at Adeleke Estate are calling on the Osun State Governor, Ademola Adeleke, and other well-meaning individuals to intervene in a land dispute matter that is threatening to render them homeless. Pandemonium ensued in the community today when structures were being pulled down. The crux of the matter is said to be a dispute between the Akogun and Adeobu families. From Ido-Osun, Lydia Adewaju completes the story.
There was pandemonium at Adeleke Estate this morning as residents of Zone 15, Okemokin community, woke up to the clearing and demolition of structures and some part of their buildings. Mrs. Folakemi Adeyinka, an affected resident who was left confused by the whole scenario, said she had to rush out of her house when she heard noises. She also described the demolition of her fence as intentional.
As I was inside preparing for my kids to go to lesson, I was hearing the sound of the tractor. So my own mindset was like they want to make a foundation. So I went back inside doing my house chores. So as I was hearing the voice of the tractor repeatedly, I had to come out and open it. So my surprise, I saw the fence being demolished. What happened? I had to take my phone and make a video coverage. So as I was making the video, one guy was now passing. If you make a video record of me, I will smash your phone on the ground. I was just like, what is really going on here? So I went back, talked to other guy, please, what is going on? They said they asked them to demolish the foundation that does not have building. And I asked them, how come there is the building here? How come they tamper with the fence? He said he don't know. Okay, what am I going to talk to? He said he doesn't know. So I see this thing as intentional acts because it wasn't a mistake. For them to tamper with this fence, with this old building on it, is an intentional act.
Mr. Yemi Oyajoju, the chairman of Okemokin community in Aduramingba, said the matter started 2 months ago following a court judgment on a land dispute case between one Akogun and Adiobu family from Ido-Osun. According to the chairman, the members of Okemokin community had bought their lands from the Adiobu family who lost the case, but that they were not aware of any dispute on the land.
We bought land from Adiobu family. The Adiobu family is from Ido-Osun. So not knowing what, the actual owner of the land, we bought land, we paid for it, with receipt, everything, all documents. But we wouldn't know there was a case or whatever dispute on the land we bought. So I think the second family, Akogun family, also from the same Ido-Osun, they went to court against Adiobu. So Akogun family now won the case, and so they are now coming for execution. Just this morning, I was called that they are here. There are some people are here, thugs, civil defense people, and they bombarded the entire community.
Lamenting further, Mr. Oyajoju said all efforts to seek for peaceful negotiations with the Akogun family before now proved abortive, as he said the concerned family and their lawyers refused to grant the community members audience.
Akogun family, we have never met. I've never set my eyes on any member of the family, nor the lawyers representing them. They refused to come. We were there in their office twice. They did not show up, even with evidence. Yes.
However, Mr. Nohim Adekilekun, one of the lawyers representing the Akogun family, denied any illegal demolition, asserting that they are working in compliance with court judgment. Mr. Adekilekun also denied rejecting any negotiation moves from the community.
We got judgment on this land in December 2024, and in July 22nd this year, we came for execution, and we've executed the judgment. And in law, whoever owns the land owns everything on it. So we are here legally. We are not here illegally, and we are not demolishing any property unlawfully. So we are here by the order of the court. I was part of the suit from inception up to the judgment stage. I've not seen anybody. Those few that I've seen, they came. We told them the demand of the family, and they left. So it is not, the onus is not on us to be running after them. So we did what we have to do. I don't feel sorry about it.
Meanwhile, Mr. Kolawole Taiwo, another member of the community, explained that some of the houses and lands in the community have been obtained for about 20 years or more. He also recounted how residents were locked in their homes some months ago in so-called execution of court judgment.
They came on that very day. They are locking the gate of each resident, which is not good. Now, since that day, we try to communicate with their lawyers, but their lawyers is not even concur with us. This morning, they just came this morning and they just brought the bulldozer, clear the fence, clear the houses in this community, which is not supposed to be. Can you imagine the land that we have bought since maybe 20 or more than that in this community? Mr.
Taiwo, who believes the community members are being treated unjustly and are being asked outrageous settlement money, however, appealed to the Olojudo of Idu-Osun, Oba Olayinka Ajokotola, as well as Governor Ademola Adeleke to intervene in the matter.
We at the community, what we are expecting is that we should sit down in the round of table to dialogue with them what is going to happen next. They wrote in the letter that they brought, or the document that they brought, is that the people that their houses in the roadside, they should pay 10 million naira. The inside houses, they should pay 6 million naira. But their lawyer said that it is negotiable. That is what we are trying to the step that we are trying to take. We are appealing for the whole community in Idu-Osun, including the Kabiyesi of Olojudo of Idu-Osun, to please rescue us out of these problems, because I can call it problems. You understand? So likewise, I'm appealing for the people of Osun State, and then the lawmakers, even our governor and maybe governors, the person of the Senator Asiwaju Adeleke Jackson Nuruddin, to please rescue us about these messes.
With hopes that negotiation tables would be set soon for dialogue, members of Zone 15 Okemokin Community, Adeleke Estate, are left in uncertainty whether or not they would forfeit their homes. Lydia Adegbaju, Western Spring Television News.
In Ebonyi State, the police command has confirmed the killing of a middle-aged man identified as David Anoke by yet-to-be-identified gunman. The victim was murdered over the weekend at Court Area, Oposi community in the Owazuara local government area of Ebonyi State. Police spokesperson Joshua Ukandu said the command was investigating the killing, adding that officers had been deployed to the area. He also noted that normalcy had since returned. So while the chairman of the Owazuara local government area, Aja Chinonso Consider, has said that extrajudicial killings in Owazuara must stop. According to a statement, as part of preventive and proactive measures with immediate effect, movement of motorcycles and tricycles in and out of Oposi between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. daily was prohibited. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, on Monday said shanties in Abuja were illegal and their inhabitants would be thrown out. Wike, who said this during a live media chat, said that shanties defaced the cities and served as hideouts for criminals. Asked what the government was doing to assist residents of the FCT who live in shanties because they cannot afford to rent apartments in lawfully designated areas. He said it was not possible for the federal government to build houses for every Nigerian. He also said that poverty was not an excuse.
Further market, say for example, right? You see people not going to market to sell, right? They prefer to come out. And then you tell us, oh, poverty. There's a market for you to go and sell. You should not go to use the market. You want to come outside. As I'm coming now from my house, look at people, oranges, corn, they peel it, they dump it in the drainage. That is poverty. Is that poverty? And then when you go and chase them out, you now say, look, these are people who have nowhere to go and sell. It is not correct. Okay, assuming you have even allowed to stay there and sell. Does that also mean that you block the drainage system and then you start causing flood? I mean, we should not be even hiding under this guise of poverty. And people are doing what is.
In Rivers State, the State Independent Electoral Commission has presented certificates of return to the 23 chairmen elected declared winners of the recently concluded local government elections. The presentation took place on Monday at the RCEC headquarters in Port Harcourt, with supporters and family members of the chairman-elect in attendance. Officiating the ceremony, RCEC Chairman Michael Ode restated the Commission's commitment to due process and transparency. Ode described the event as a proud moment for Nigeria's democracy and urged the chairman-elect to rule with humility and transparency. He admonished them to dislodge the winner-takes-it-all spirit, saying such does not have a place in local politics. He, however, encouraged aggrieved parties and their candidates to seek redress peacefully or legally, promising that the Commission will conduct post-election review to consolidate the lessons learned and improve its services. Talking health, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has issued a 10-day ultimatum to all relevant government agencies. The warning was issued in a communique signed by its president, Dr. Shondara, its general secretary, Oluwashola Odumbaku, and its publicity and social secretary, Omoha Amobi, after an extraordinary National Emergency Council meeting held virtually on Sunday. During Sunday's meeting, the resident doctors condemned the federal government's failure to fulfill its promises, noting that a substantial number of resident doctors remain unpaid for their 2025 medical residency training fund. The association also condemned the non-payment of a 2024 accoutrement allowance arrears and the outstanding 5 months arrears rising from the 25% and 35% consolidated medical salary structure review. The association demanded the immediate payment of the outstanding 2025 MRTF to all eligible resident doctors, the settlement of the outstanding 5 months arrears of CONMES, the commencement of payment of specialist allowances to all doctors, and the restoration of recognition of a West African postgraduate membership certificate to their rightful status. August 31 is International Overdose Awareness Day, a day to remember people who have died from overdose and to acknowledge the grief of families and friends. The campaign also raises awareness about overdose prevention and seeks to end the stigma around overdose. Favor Akiriola has this report.
According to the World Health Organization, substance use continues to take a heavy toll worldwide. Each year, alcohol consumption is responsible for an estimated 2.6 million deaths, accounting for 4.7% of all global deaths, while psychoactive drug use causes approximately 600,000 deaths. Of this, 2 million are attributable to alcohol-related complications and 400,000 to drug-related causes. These figures underscore the devastating effect of overdose across all walks of life and the urgent need for healthcare systems to promote safer and more responsible use of drugs. Medical professionals have also joined the call for stronger preventive action. Dr. Ewole Adedotun, a medical officer at the Osun State University Teaching Hospital, explained that the day should not be seen as celebrating drug use, but rather as a day of reflection and education. He further noted the dangers of opioid abuse, which can lead to raised blood pressure, abnormal pulse rates, and even depression of the respiratory centers, conditions that are often fatal if untreated.
People engage in it for different reasons, actually, different reasons. Sometimes it could be accidental. Maybe a drugstore gives a prescription, and in the prescription it's not very clear to whoever prescribes the drug, or it's not well explained to the patient, and so they will use more than the recommended dosage for that particular medication. Also, it can be intentional, which is the most common one, where people have mental health issues like depression, like anxiety, and they want to use these drugs as coping mechanisms. So this also happens a lot.
On the path to solutions, Dr. Adedotun stressed that therapy remains one of the most effective approaches.
There's therapy, seeing a psychologist, then also seeing a mental health physician, because many times, like I said earlier, it could be mental health conditions that tilt people into overdose, and they're trying to use it as a coping mechanism. So treating that underlying cause can be very helpful. For instance, treating the depression, treating the anxiety can really help in drifting a person away from it. Then there's something we call naloxone. It helps people with opioid addiction is also given to people who have these.
Experts agree that the fight against drug overdose requires sustained research, collaboration, and innovation. The WHO urges individuals to seek medical attention when faced with drug-related complications to prevent organ damage and long-term harm. As the world marks International Overdose Awareness Day 2025, the message is clear: awareness saves lives. By working together, families, communities, healthcare providers, and government, society can reduce the human cost of overdoses and build a future where hope prevails over tragedy. Favor Akinriola, Western Spring Television News.
Niger State Governor Umar Bago was dissolved as cabinet. The governor announced the decision during the State Executive Council meeting at the council chamber, Mina. Bago appreciated them for the services they had so far rendered towards the development of the state and wished them the best in their future endeavors. The governor, however, said he had retained his secretary with the state government, chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, and other principal officers in his office. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has appealed to well-wishers to convert birthday gifts and greetings into donations for the completion of a National Library project. The former lawmaker, who turned 65 on September 21, 2025, in a video message said she would dedicate the day to God and the cause she described as close to her heart, rather than host a lavish celebration. The First Lady made a direct appeal to Nigerians, urging them to send contributions in place of cards, cakes, flowers, or newspaper greeting. The fund, according to her, is coordinated by the Federal Ministry of Education. Our spokesperson, Bukola Kukoyi, also took to X to caution the public against fake accounts.
Happens to be a Sunday. This is why I have decided to dedicate the day to God for all His blessings in my life and having a quiet birthday. I wish to appeal to those who would like to send a birthday card, cakes, flowers, greetings in the newspapers, or gifts, should please send the funds to the designated account for a special project close to my heart, among many others. The completion of the National Library. This will be the best birthday present I could receive. My love for education has informed my decision to dedicate my birthday to this worthy cause.
You're watching News at 7 on Western Spring Television. Still to come, Nigeria Police Force opens condolence register at its force headquarters in Abuja to honor the memory of late former Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase. We'll bring you more on this when we return.